Hello, everyone. I'm Michael Clementi with LexJet, and today I'm joined by our in-house Canon expert, Bob Maloney, and our good friend from Colorbyte Software, John Pannozzo. With the holidays right around the corner, we're going to talk about how Canon ImagePROGRAF printers and ImagePrint R.E.D software can take your holiday projects, whether they're gifts for friends and family or products for your customers, from ordinary to extraordinary. Bob, thanks for coming, man. I appreciate you being here. And John, thank you as well.
Thanks, Michael.
Hey, Mike.
So let's jump right in. Bob, as we head into the holiday season, why do you think that Canon ImagePROGRAF printers are such a great fit for people who want to create personalized gifts and decor?
Yeah, great question, Michael. You know, one of the things with Canon ImagePrOGRAF, the entire line is so versatile. You can do everything from outdoor materials, indoor materials, fine art, backlights. There's so many different products you can put through the printer to give you a unique application for what you're looking for your own decor, as well as all the other projects you can imagine that we will talk about a little bit today.
That's great, Bob. And John, for those who may not be familiar, what is ImagePrint R.E.D and how does it fit into the creative workflow like the one we're talking about today?
Well, it's basically the operating system for your printer. So ImagePrint R.E.D will take the place of 3 to 4 other packages when it comes to creative design and printing. It just allows you to do so much under one utility and make it easy to use at the same time.
That's great. And Bob, the Canon ImagePROGRAF line is really known for its print quality and versatility, like you said. What kind of materials or projects do you see users turning to these printers for during the holiday season?
Yeah, holidays are one of my favorite times of the season to fire up the printer because I'm doing canvas gallery wraps. We do wrapping paper. You can customize it and you can add any type of variable data in there. We also use the photo bases, either our ProLuster or any of the other products that we offer for photo base, because you can not only create excellent framed pieces, but you can also utilize that for packaging design. We work closely with so many different types of media, but what are some of your favorites and the options of what we have from the Elements line and the other brands that LexJet carries that really delivers the holiday printing projects?
Yeah, I mean, I really think that for photo surface projects, our two products that really come to mind are the eSatin 300 gram. That's on our Sunset line, and that's really our luster paper. That's our flagship for photographic output. And also the Sunset Photo Metallic, if you want really a really high glossy material. That's a great product as well. And then our Elements line, we have, our Crystal Opal Gloss Canvas, which is really a beautiful product. If you really want to have something coming off that Canon ImagePROGRAF that looks finished, ready to go right to the wrap situations, I think that would be, one of those that comes to mind. And also you guys, Canon has a really nice product that is for wrapping paper, right? So the Canon Premium Wrapping Paper, it's a 4 mil matte paper product that's really great for doing like that customization of every gift, where you have a different wrapping paper for each kid and you want to make it special underneath the tree and they show up and they see their faces on it or their names. That's something really cool that they can do with that. And Bob, when users want to print on something like canvas for a gallery wrap versus glossy paper for packaging, what adjustments or considerations should they keep in mind when using Canon printers?
What LexJet does specifically for our medias is we create our custom AM1X files that you can import into the printer, which has all the ink densities and the quality settings and the color management that you come to know with LexJet. So it's right out of the box, good to go. So once you have those installed, it's really simple. And especially with the canvases that you mentioned, the gloss one, for instance, they don't really need to be coated before you stretch them, because the actual coating on it that it's gloss, it doesn't really crack around the edges, and it makes it for a perfect seamless installation, especially with some of our GoFrame systems.
Yeah, easier the better, right? So John, let me ask you, getting on easy, when someone wants to create a canvas gallery wrap, how does ImagePrint simplify the layout process and make sure that the final results really line up perfectly on the frame?
It's really simple, Michael. You just load your image into ImagePrint, right mouse click on it, go to add a background, choose gallery wrap, and you can then mirror the edges, set the what that distance is, if it's a frame, if you need an inch or a half an inch, whatever that may be. You can do a solid color. and then you hit apply and it's done. And if you're on a large format printer, then you can load up your page with as many gallery wraps as you need to that are unique. And ImagePrint will maximize the use of the media and print it all out so that you can trim it and mount it.
Yeah, I love that fact. I mean, you'd take probably 30 extra minutes in Photoshop to create those borders, and it takes next to a minute to do it on your software, which is crazy. Makes it a nice automation for our users that are doing a lot of gallery wraps.
Yeah, John, following up on that, what are some of the tools within ImagePrint R.E.D that allow you to do things like that? Are those called the nesting tools?
No, well, nesting is part of your final layout to maximize the use of the media. As we get into more expensive medias, we like to waste as little as possible. But then you have your creative tools, which is doing the gallery wrap, putting borders on images, putting image inside of decorative borders. Let's say you wanted to do your Christmas cards and you went online or you made it yourself. You created your decorative border or card, and in that you had a cutout where you want to drop your family picture or a picture of your dogs or kids or whatever it may be. ImagePrint makes it easy to do that. You can simply automate, putting that image inside a decorative border, step and repeating it to print it multiple times, and literally within minutes you could do something that would take hours, or you'll sit around scratching your head trying to figure out how to do it in other packages. Whereas ImagePrint makes that type of thing easy, because those are the things that our customers do on a day-to-day basis, whether you're an individual user or a studio. Those are types of the things that we deliver that make this type of printing very easy to do.
Yeah, it seems like there's just a right click to find those options, or it's right there in the toolbar when you want to go to add something like those decorative backgrounds and the cutouts.
Yeah, it's very simple.
So, Michael, talk to me a little bit about the customers that you have assembling these canvas gallery wraps, and what do you think that we have available for them to learn how to do this online?
So simplifying the learning curve is really, really the name of the game, right? I mean, people get a little bit afraid to step into that canvas world sometimes when they look at, I've got to get stretcher pliers and I got to know how to do this traditionally. Well, that's not the case. We actually have a system called GoFrame that's been very, very popular, especially with people that have, part-time employees that, need to be able to train up on these things and be able to produce within the holiday season when they're hiring on new help. So it really does come along very nicely with that system, because it is a kit that you buy that has 3D printed corners that the bars actually fit into. There's actual grooves, and that right aligns each corner so that you have a 90-degree angle perfectly. And you can buy them in inch increments all the way from 8 up to 60 inch. So you can mix and match any two sets of bars together. You can even create perfectly square wraps if you wanted to. And it's just a simplified system that really makes canvas production super easy. I mean, I think you can make one unit every 5 minutes or so, and that's how fast you can get that together once you get used to doing it.
Yeah, we've done a few of those at trade shows.
A few, yeah, just a few. So let me ask John, one of the most exciting parts of the workflow is the ability that, creating your own wrapping paper, labels, and really even small gift boxes. So how does ImagePrint R.E.D handle those things like pattern repeats and precision cutting for those box designs?
Yeah, so part of our step and repeat function is to do pattern repeats so that they're seamless. And depending on how that pattern repeat was created, some of them are what we call a half step or a slide. ImagePrint automatically handles that so that the actual elements of the graphic itself line up properly the way it was designed to. And then it's just simply covering the amount of area you want to and hitting print. One of the unique things ImagePrint also does is it allows you to span images across multiple pages. So say if you only had a 24-inch printer, but you needed something that was 100 inches wide, ImagePrint would automatically break that up into the multiple panels seamlessly to, put together. Say you were doing a wall covering, maybe a temporary covering for the holiday season using peel and stick, which is a non-marring type of adhesive. You could do these special holiday coverings, put them on the wall, and then remove them when you're done without knowing that they were ever there. And that's, some of the unique media that you guys sell, and that's available to the users.
For sure.
John, I've worked with you a lot over the years on projects like this, especially all these that we're discussing today. But I'm really loving all the capabilities that ImagePrint has in terms of cutting. So, since a lot of customers out there have cutters, how does ImagePrint integrate into the different roll cutters like our Suma and GrafTech line, and how do they activate that in the software?
Yeah, so Cut It Out is an option to any of our ImagePrint packages. And any user can add that to their existing package. And what it does is it turns on cut lines inside ImagePrint. So it supports, like you said, GrafTech and Suma cutters. And when you bring images into ImagePrint, those cut lines for the boundaries of the images are automatically added. And if you wanted to do shape outlining, what we call contouring, you can easily do that in the software as well. And then cut all of your fancy shapes, boxes for custom box designs and whatnot. So it integrates what we call an active cut workflow. There's two cut workflows, what we call active and passive. Passive is where you create your cut lines, maybe in a design package. You assign a spot color name for them, and the RIP automatically looks for that when the image is brought in, and it passes that on to the cutter later on in the process. We do that workflow as well, but ImagePrint has that active workflow where you're actually interacting with your cut elements inside the software and can create those in the software as well.
Yeah, I'm definitely not as technical as most people out there. So I've only added a cut path line once with a color using the IP cut terminology for that color. But boy, the seamless automation of how you've already created those templates and those active cutting capabilities really makes this the ease of use that is my go-to when it comes to creating projects like this.
Yeah, and we talk about the holiday season. Everybody loves stickers. So to be able to do stickers that are directly apply to either family members, pets, whatever, and you hand those out or you put them on your packages. It's one of those things that goes a long way. We're at trade shows and we're printing stickers. Everybody's grabbing stickers. So it's just one of those things I think is overlooked about how easy it is to do at home.
Yeah, not everybody is an Illustrator expert, right? I mean, we're not all able to, take a file into Illustrator and draw a cut line around it. That does take a little bit of time. So simplification, again, just like the gallery wrap system, simplifies that whole process to do stickers. And that contour cutting software is amazing. I know I've used it. Bob used it. It's really easy to apply those lines. So Bob, from a printing standpoint, what's important for users to know when switching between different media types like paper and vinyl and adhesive-backed products on a Canon ImagePROGRAF printer?
Yeah, what you need to know is that the software is communicating with the printer. So it can actually just say, get information. And once you have the media loaded that is of your choice, whichever one that be, when you hit get information, it allows you to know exactly what the parameters of that paper or adhesive vinyl or whatever the substrate is. So it gives you everything you need to know by just clicking the button instead of having to go in and change all of those settings individually for quality and ink density. So it's very simple. That's really all you need to know is once you load the media and you tell it what it is, then it automatically sets it up as that media, especially for ImagePrint to know when you tell it what printer you're using and you go to the setup, there's the same graphic user interface of the driver where it has that get information button. So once you do that, it automatically imports everything that you need to know for it.
Colorbyte has made it simple for us to get all those settings integrated and make it seamless through the Canon ImagePROGRAF printers. So kudos to Colorbyte software on that one.
So Michael, with so many creative media options out there, what advice would you give users when choosing materials for projects like custom wrapping paper, or decorative boxes.
I would definitely say, call us and talk to us about what projects you're doing. It's the best thing you can do is to talk to a rep that has the product depth of knowledge that we do in regards to, what's out there, because there's so many options for decal material, for whatever project you're doing with wrapping paper, and for photo design work. I mean, we have so many flavors that it's just nice to be able to reach out to somebody and tell them what you want and be able to have that discussion so we can get the right product in your hands and make sure that the project is exactly the way our customers want it.
And how does a user get in touch with a LexJet expert?
They actually can go and call us at 800-453-9538, and you can discuss that with any rep that answers the phone. They're all pretty knowledgeable people. You can also check our website out at LexJet.com, and we actually have a blog at blog.lexjet.com that has a lot of holiday-related stories on there. So if you search terms on products or terms on your project, you'll probably come up with some stories behind it that our customers have already shared with us, that we've shared with our blog community. John, what workflow efficiency, it's a massive part of what makes this setup work so well. How does ImagePrint R.E.D help automate or speed up production, especially for shops juggling a lot of orders around during the holidays?
Well, when it comes to production types of features, one of the biggest things is that ImagePrint can run on an unlimited number of computers. So it allows multiple users to send print jobs to the printer. It has a remarkable spooling system that keeps track of all the print jobs, allows for easy reprints, and that really just aids in the efficiency of printing.
That's awesome. Do you guys have like a ticketing system or like a, where you print the name of the file or anything below it, like a labeling system?
Yeah, you can turn on annotations and do that, but you can also assign a job name or job number, which will appear on the job file in the spooler. So if somebody needs to find that, they can easily access that in the list if they needed to reprint it or add to it, those types of things.
Yeah, it's super helpful.
So John, how does ImagePrint R.E.D manage color consistency between the different Canon ImagePROGRAF printers and the materials that we use?
So on a Canon ProGraph printer, one of the nice things about the printer is it has onboard calibration. And when a user sets up their printer, we ask them to follow the Canon guidelines for calibrating their printer with an appropriate Canon media. And that builds the baseline where color consistency then will stem from printer to printer to printer, right? So it's a process, not so much an image print process, but a process that you follow via Canon's guidelines to calibrate the printer properly when you receive it.
And I can tack onto that too. LexJet also does another step along with ImagePrint, where they can allow you to put your own custom ICC profiles in for media. So that is a nice thing that Colorbyte has opened up for their users to be able to not only use the Canon media information that Canon has, but also to use custom ICCs to interact with how things are going to come out color-wise.
Yeah, ImagePrint R.E.D is set up to use the OEM profiles automatically, but then extend itself to the profiles that you guys are doing there at LexJet to make it just a seamless thing for users.
Yeah, John, and one of the other things that I love about the graphic interface of ImagePrint is even when I'm selecting custom profiles, you get a soft preview on the screen to actually see what it's going to visually look like on the media. So if, for instance, you chose a wrong ICC profile by accident of plain paper, all of a sudden your image on the screen gets all washed out and the blacks are very neutral and low on intensity. But, oh, that's not right. I chose the wrong profile. So as you scroll through and then you click the correct one, it just pops right on the screen with a very nice what you see is what you get workflow.
So yeah, Bob, from layout to color, everything is WYSIWYG in ImagePrint. And we use what we call a dashboard. So a long time ago, we got rid of the traditional nested menus where you had to search for what your settings were. Everything is just right there in the dashboard, and you can see, what your current profile is, what settings you've applied. and it's just a one glance and you know what's going on.
Yeah, maybe it's really visually appealing. And the fact that you can move your workplace around too and put things where you want them, which is really a really nice feature of Colorbyte software as well. Okay, Bob, give me a quick tip on something that users should know about to get consistent color or performance out of their Canon printer when they're switching between multiple products like photo papers, wraps, and packaging.
Sure. Like we had mentioned with ImagePrint, the easy part is utilizing the ICC profiles throughout the software. But one of the main things that Canon allows you to do is adjust for, different weights of rolls, lengths of rolls. So what I always recommend to customers is when they first load the particular media, whether it's canvas or photo base or any type of media, is they go into the maintenance menu and they do select the adjust media feed. And the media feed adjustment allows you to print a target of about 6 inches of media with some lines on it. And the multi-sensor then reads those lines and knows if it's slipping a little or it's gripping too much to feed it so that you eliminate any banding automatically. And that's definitely a tip that most people should know on our ImagePROGRAF products.
Awesome. And Bob, if someone's just starting out and wants to make their Canon printer really a part of the holiday production lineup, where's the best place to start?
So when you're utilizing a Canon ImagePROGRAF printer to create custom holiday decorations or presents or anything that you want to hand out or sell to customers, it's really important just to know that LexJet has your back, and anytime you have a problem with any issue that comes up, we're there to answer the question for you.
That's awesome. And John, for those new to ImagePrint R.E.D, what's one feature you think they'll really appreciate the most once they start using?
I think the visual aspect of what you see is what you get is what's most appreciated. It takes the guesswork out of printing.
Michael, you've seen all the pieces of this workflow come together, and Canon printers, all the LexJet medias that we have to select from, the Go Frame system, ImagePrint R.E.D software, the Suma cutters, GraphTech cutters, anything else out there that you think makes such a strong combination for this creative production?
I really think that the combination of all of the things together just simplifies, right? I think that's the kind of circular keep coming back to, that is just how do we make things quicker? And everybody's busy, during the holidays, it gets crazy and there's so much work to be done. And our customers obviously feel anything that makes them more efficient at their jobs or that they can train easily on. I think the Canon printers are an easy printer to use. The ImagePROGRAF series particularly has a lot of free software that makes it really simple to use. I think, our support from Colorbyte software and John Pannozzo's company and the things that they've put into their software to make, a 30-minute process into a 5-minute process, I really feel like that's the big draw here. And then LexJet tying it all together with their media profiles and being able to discuss that project with somebody here and just being able to ask them, okay, what's the right thing? This is what I want to do. And we give you the right answer. And then we get you all the tools like this to use to get you on your way to producing it.
Michael, I've been in this industry like you, probably 25 years now. And I do have a PhD in printing. It's called push here, dummy. Because usually what'll happen is if I have a print that comes off my printer and I put it in my cutter and I do something wrong in that process and I still need that, all of the ImagePROGRAF products have hard drives. So you can easily go back in and do a reprint of the job that just came through ImagePrint. And as soon as you hit print, it comes out, you select that particular file in ImagePrint, put it back in the cutter and hit it again. And it works every time.
Yep. Great tools that we have on our hands. Bob and John, thank you so much for joining me today. And if you've got any questions about anything we've talked about, give us a call at 800-4LexJet or visit LexJet.com to explore everything you need to bring your holiday print projects to life.